What up, guys? I'm sitting here. It's about 1 a.m. Tuesday morning, and I'm still hyped off of one of the most egregious ends to a football game I've ever seen in my life. So I figured I'll do my league message now. I don't know how many of you got to see the Monday night game, but we uh, we had quite the finish there in Seattle. Um, your boy Al Golden Tate had a big fantasy day thanks to that jump ball touchdown. Apparently, uh, a tie between a receiver and a cornerback goes to the receiver, and in this case, even if the receiver doesn't catch the ball. So that was pretty amusing. I was at Buffalo Wild Wings for that one, and it was pretty funny to see all the Packers fans' reactions. There were a disproportionate number of Packers fans in my Charlottesville Buffalo Wild Wings for some reason, but it's good stuff anyways. Um, let's recap what just got finished happening this past weekend. Um, I managed to hold off David 95-91. Um, I was convinced that I was going to choke this one away after I started off really well in our 1 o'clock game. So I got 25 from A.J. Green, big days from my kicker, my defense, my tight end, and then Philip Rivers and LaShawn McCoy managed to combine to get me 9 points. So I thought for sure Rivers had screwed me yet again. But luckily I got a score change on the Steelers D, and Mason Crosby, thanks to the Seattle defense, didn't have as big of a day as he probably should have. So I managed to squeak out of this week with a win. David was charging late though. I will admit that I was very nervous. But again, second week in a row, a win's a win and I'll take it. Al beat Walter 193. This was a pretty surprising result. I thought Walter for sure had this game wrapped up when all he needed was 16 points from Aaron Rodgers, which you would think he'd snag that like in the first quarter or the first half at least. But again, Seahawks D doing big things. The Seahawks 13th man, the referee crew, certainly got together and thwarted Walter's hopes to go 2-1, and so Al goes to 2-1. I'll talk about this in a bit, but he's in a three-way tie at the top of Goliath. Good call on RG3, Al. I know Brady had a good game, but so did RG3. So, hey, maybe that's your quarterback of the future. Certainly a gutsy call to bench Brady, but it paid off. Jeremy beat Chad 88-60. Fairly low-scoring affair. Chad with 60 points really should get the snowman, but Brad bailed you out this week. This is the second straight week of bad performance from Romo. I know you were banking on a good fantasy season from him, so that's not helping you out any. And then just really nothing going on besides Arian and the black unicorn. So looks like you need to inspire the team. 60 points isn't going to cut it any week. Jeremy, your boy C.J. Spiller got hurt. Hopefully he's not out very long because he's been the inspiration for your team so far this season. But nonetheless, you go to 2-1, atop Goliath as well. In our fourth game of the week, we had Wayne at Brad. Wayne wins by more than doubling Brad's output, 92-45. Brad, this was one of the ugliest fantasy outputs I've ever seen in my life. No holds barred. I mentioned that you had Aaron Hernandez in your lineup earlier in the week, and then you didn't change that. So that deserves a loss right there, not getting the lineup set. And then you snagged another goose egg from Kevin Smith, who's gross. And then 6 other single-digit performances. A 1, a 2 from Chris Johnson. He's struggling lately. 9 from Supercam. And then your highest output was your last player, who barely squeaked into double digits, DeMarco Murray with 10. So just an overall team fail for the Mighty Mutts this week. Brad goes to 1-2. but that seems almost like a couple losses with the morale hit that a performance like that will give. But hopefully, again, like I said for Chad, Brad, you can whip the team into shape and get to managing a little bit. As Mason said, this game was definitely UGG sauce. And then in our last game, the matchup of the week, we had Mason and Cody. This was our two undefeated teams, and Mason with another really good performance. 101 to 81, he defeats Cody, takes sole possession of the David division lead and best record in the league at the moment. His team consistently overperforming, in my estimation, week to week. Big performance from Breezed, even though the Saints lost again. That's just going to happen with that offense. Good call on Mikel Shore. He's going to be good going forward. I think that was a great pickup, Mason. Andre Johnson finally had a pretty good game, and even got 10 from Denarius Moore. That's weird. Cody got a big game from Matt Ryan again, even though he benched Big Ben, who went off this week. But just at the end of the day, it wasn't enough to overcome Game City and the grit they're showing. I guess they're not quite as injured as they were to start the season. So, this Game City team maybe is a team that we need to start taking seriously because, Mason's had 3 pretty solid performances in a row. Let's quickly look at this coming week. I'm playing Cody. I think with the 2 sketchy wins I've had in a row these past 2 weeks, I think I'm due for a loss. And Cody's due for a good performance. He's got better players than he's been showing, and I'm a little banged up at the moment with Cook and Reggie Bush getting hurt. So I'll give Cody the nod on this one, especially because Matt Ryan's been so good lately. Then we've got Jeremy and David. Jeremy wins very convincingly in my estimation. David's got some decent running back matchups, but I think Calvin Johnson finally found his groove this past week, and this will be even with Sean Hill at quarterback, this will be the week that he explodes, and Julio Jones just consistently looks very good. Also, the 49ers D should have a field day with the Jets. So, and I just really can't pick a team that starts Alex Smith, David. Walter and Mason, this will be a good matchup. Walter's been struggling lately, and Rodgers isn't doing much, but a big performance from Jay Charles might inspire the troops going forward. At least that's what Walter's hoping. I think Walter gets the upset over Game City this week. I consistently underestimate Mason's team, so it might happen again, but I don't know. Walter's due for a good performance. His team's due good on paper for that. We got, in our matchup of the week this week, Al at Wayne. They are 2 teams, like I mentioned, tied atop Goliath at 2-1, along with Jeremy. So that's just a big matchup going forward for that division. I think Wayne's team's a lot better on paper, but Michael Vick's got a real tough matchup against New York this week, so he may throw a goose egg in the way he's been playing lately. But overall, I think Wayne's team is probably just a little too strong. But you never know. Al's got 2 pretty fiery fantasy quarterbacks, so a quarterback having a good day can win a game by himself. So you never know. I think it's going to be a close one, but I'm taking Wayne. And then our last matchup, the 2, at least in my estimation, currently worst teams in the league, Chad and Brad, coming off very ugly performances. I think Chad's going to come to his senses. He's going to start Larry Fitzgerald this week after benching his team's namesake this past week. And I think, I don't know. I just think Chad's team is due for a good day. Brad, you're going to need to start managing that team. We can't have people who are out or injured in your lineup, or else the fantasy guys are just going to continually smack you down. So I'm taking Chad fairly convincingly. Brad's my snowman pick. And yeah, that's what I'm calling for this week. Sorry, I've been getting my videos up a little late. I'll have this one, well, if you're watching it, you'll know that I had it up in time this week. So, get on the waiver wire, and looking forward to this coming weekend. Good luck, guys.